Rose Parade floats. Originally the parade featured flower-decorated horse carriages. Over time, floats built by volunteers from sponsoring communities supplanted the carriages. Currently most are built by professional float-building companies and take nearly a year to construct. Some communities and organizational sponsors still rely on volunteers. The Valley Hunt Club still enters a flower-decorated carriage. The Cal Poly University's Rose Float still relies solely on students who volunteer. Floats are self-propelled on, generally used up, truck chassis in contrast to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade which uses trailer-based floats pulled by new, intact, sponsor-provided, trucks. Typically 48 to 72 hours prior to parade day, one can view several of the floats being decorated with flowery mantles in the various float barns that dot the Arroyo Seco, Rose Bowl area in West Pasadena, not far from the start of the parade. It is a rule of the parade that all surfaces of the float framework must be covered in natural materials, such as flowers, plants, seaweeds, seeds, bark, vegetables, or nuts, for example. Furthermore, no artificial flowers or plant material are allowed, nor can the materials be artificially colored. Last-minute volunteer opportunities are usually available. Anaheim City's float at the 2008 Rose Parade included the Stanley Cup that the NHL's Anaheim Ducks had won last season, hoisted by player Brad May. As the regulations state that the outside of the float must exclusively use organic material, ABC commentators speculated that the city got an exception to display the cup. Also, the Los Angeles Dodgers had a float in celebration of the franchise's 50th anniversary in Los Angeles, with Hall of Fame sportscasters Vince Scully and Jarrin as well as former players Steve Garvey, Fernando Valenzuela, Karros, and Nomar Garciaparra. The 2010 parade floats included the Boy Scouts of America's 100th anniversary float, the Consulate General of Mexico in Los Angeles in celebration of Mexico's bicentennial of independence, and Safety Harbor Kids. The 2010 parade also featured a 113-foot-long, 34 meters, float from Dick Van Patten's Natural Balance Pet Foods, which set a Guinness World Record for the longest single chassis float. The city of West Covina paid tribute to the service and commitment of the Tuskegee Airmen with a float entitled Tuskegee Airmen, a cut above, which featured a large bald eagle, 2 replica World War II Red Tails fighter planes, and historical images of some of the airmen who served our country. The float won the Mayor's Trophy as the most outstanding city entry, national or international. Also Anaheim float featured the 2010 Major League Baseball All-Star Game that was played at Angel Stadium of Anaheim. 4 former MLB All-Stars, pitchers Mark Langston, Chuck Finley, and Troy Percival, along with second baseman Bobby Grich were aboard. Since January 1, 2012, fell on a Sunday, tradition dictated that the parade would be held on Monday, January 2, 2012. The 2012 Rose Parade had 43 floats, featuring the LMU Centennial Celebration Float, and the Girl Scouts of the USA 100th Anniversary Float, entitled What Will You Do Today? Float builder Fiesta Floats donated their services to the design of the Girl Scouts float, which was decorated by the organization's volunteers, of all ages. Paramount Pictures also participated in the 2012 parade with its Centennial Celebration Float 100 Years of Movie Magic. Namco Bandai Games joined the parade for the first time, commemorating the Power Rangers. Others were Microsoft Kinect, You Are the Controller, and the Kit Kat Clock, timeless fun for everyone. The floats compete for one of 24 awards selected by 3 judges each year. The 2013 parade float judges were esteemed floral designer Shane Connolly, Macy's marketing executive and event producer Amy Cool, and Brian Sullivan, an executive with Southern California's Descanso Gardens. Since Honda became the title sponsor, its floats are not eligible to compete for an award. After the parade, the floats are parked at the end of the parade route on Sierra Madre Boulevard and Washington Boulevard, near Victory Park, and are on display for a day and a half, 2.5 days when January 1 falls on Friday, after the parade. None of the float riders or dignitaries/celebrities involved in the parade are present, and animated features on some floats are not activated. Admission to the viewing area is $13 and children are admitted free.